A lot has been going on with Marvel's Avengers in terms of news and content and overall general hype. So when these things started circulating, I was debating on whether or not to upload this video. But I feel like I had something I thought, I should point out that I don't see other people talking or addressing, at least from what I've seen. So today I want to look at the bad news, which is apparently that Marvel's Avengers is getting even more grindy, due to the fact they're increasing the amount of XP required to level up. Now, people who look at this at face value will think that this is bad for the game and it's some BS practice at play here. And to an extent, I can see why, as some people who may not even have played the game at all may look at this and think negatively about it. I also think Crystal Dynamics did a poor job of explaining it in their blog post, which leads to everyone to be so confused. They explain a lot more clearly in their Discord, and I appreciate that as it definitely provides clarity to the situation, but I don't understand why they don't address it on Twitter as well. The game is in a really rough state as of now in terms of content, bugs, and so on, and I'm sure it'll all be addressed, or at least a bit of it at least, will be addressed next week. But this game has gotten some really bad rep because of its launch, and now stuff like this hurts it more, this display of bad communication. Now, of course, they have their dev streams, their blog posts, but the general audience isn't going to watch those and pay attention to that. But things like quote-unquote bad skins and more grindy mechanics, that's what people are going to notice, and it can take out of context and hurt the game more. And I don't want to come off as like the fire guy gaming with the Avengers community. No. It's just that that's the fact of the matter situation. And this sort of bad communication can very easily just not affect the general audience perception of the game, but also people who play the game as well. Now, I want to make the argument and say that this change is good for Marvel's Avengers, and this can be even better than good if they handle the upcoming gear overhaul really well. It's been teased by developers on dev streams with words like exciting and interesting being said when describing it. That leads me to think, especially now with the XP change, the grind overall will be more coherent. As of now, you can get to max level 50 on your character and still be gear power of 40 out of 150. You can max out your character level within an hour, as you can level up twice in a mission. The separate level up factors at play here is overwhelming, and a lot of casual players will just be overwhelmed with the skill tree and the gear and so on. So having that process be slower in terms of the XP leveling up allows for players to consider every skill in the skill tree, as the later ones require more thought and choice as there's little perks under each skill. Also keep in mind the XP change affects the last half of the levels, so the first 25 levels will be the same as it is. This combined with the gear overhaul could definitely help playing the game be more rewarding and exciting. Of course, once they add the endgame content and just new content overall to help sort of build off of that, I think the game will really benefit from it. Now, me being an Avengers show, I sort of have to clap back a bit, as there is some people who simply don't know what they're talking about. And of course, there's always going to be some news coverage like that, and pretty much everything. I expect as much, but still, I'm free to speak my mind as much as they were, so that's what I'm doing here. So someone in the comment section of the original blog post posted a clip from Angry Joe going over the cosmetic change happening. In a clip, Angry Joe is talking about, these cosmetic changes, and here I'll let him speak for himself.
The random cosmetic drops that you used to get that kind of made the game at least sort of playable? They're random, and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, those are gone. No more random cosmetic drops. They're just gone. You can't find cool shit.
Well, this
randomly.
game is gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
done.
game is gone. That
Game is
should be
gone.
just fucking ended.
So anyone who has played this game long enough knows that the random cosmetic drops are next to impossible to obtain. The current system in place is not interesting. It's bad, as you can only find them in DNA chests, and even opening those chests alone is a chore. There's next to no chance of you actually getting one, and I'll go off a hunch that Angry Joe has played the game long enough to know that the system is bad, as he made a 30-minute video reviewing the game, but clearly he hasn't seemed to think that, as he expressed that mindset in the clip. Of course, this goes back to what I said about bad communication, as we have these big channels, these big sources like Angry Joe, who can easily spread misinformation due to how poorly things are explained. Now, to quickly clarify, the removal of the cosmetic drops is so, from what I can tell at least, they can add a better system in place so it isn't as random and players have more choice according to the blog post, the blog post that they cited, right, in the video and the clip and was shown under the same post, right, whatever. I don't talk about Avengers on this channel really because the game is undergoing a lot of changes soon. In terms of new content, change of progression, and balancing and bug fixes. It's a lot, and if I were to do a review of the game now, it would just seem counterproductive. So I think I'll be doing videos like this where I just go over news and topics of interest I felt compelled to tell. And without taking any more of your time, I'll end the video here. I hope I provided some insight and a new perspective on the situation around the XP changes. For those who were interested, and if you liked what you've heard today, I have some videos here I think you will like, and also we'll be having more coming. So subscribing will definitely help if you're interested in any of my content after watching this and watching my other videos. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a good day. Stay safe.